All right, hello everyone. It's been a while since I did an update. I was really holding off. I wanted to give like the oorah update that this, our lovely ambulance, had been delivered, and unfortunately, I can't give that right now. So let me give you a quick recap, and also take this opportunity to show you the things that your generous donations are getting. So the last update I think was at the Mercedes-Benz dealership. Um, Once we got all that work done, those guys were amazing. They did so much good. So I took off from there, and I stopped overnight in a village. Then I hit three different cities in western and northern Germany. Stuck my toes into the Baltic Sea because I was there. It was 15 minutes, and that's really the only like side trip for myself I've taken so far. But I got to wade, and it was lovely. And I'd never been to the Baltic before, so I did that. Then I hauled butt down the road. There was a police officer that had some supplies to donate. His entire police force had gathered their resources. This is several times now. I think this is the third donation they've done. But they had things like adrenaline and knee pads for the medics and soldiers, and all kinds of things. The officer I met was ex-special forces, so he definitely had pretty good insight in what they needed. I'm in the middle of a busy parking lot, so anyway, so he didn't get off work till 11, so I drove into Western Poland, got my hotel room, drove down, and met him at 11 o'clock, got the supplies, drove back and to my hotel at about midnight, went to sleep, got up at 6 a.m., and I started driving because there was someone I was picking up in Warsaw who had he needed to get into Ukraine, so I was going by Warsaw, so why not? It wasn't too far out of the way. So I picked him and his 9 70-pound, 80-pound duffels up. He's has a Ukrainian residency. He's trying to set up a refugee camp in Ukraine up in the mountains. So he had a bunch of stuff that he needed for that. Anyway, picked him up, drove to Medica, which is a border crossing, and I had been told repeatedly, and just, yeah, you are in an ambulance, you have humanitarian aid, you are going to get to drive to the front of the line, go right across, no problems. And I got there, and the lines are ridiculously long. This is where one of the places that I did pickups of refugees. The lines are ludicrous, like 6 kilometers long. I have a video of that somewhere. So we pulled up, and immediately, like, a police officer saw us, and he's like, "Oh, you have humanitarian aid. Take the left lane, go all the way to the front." So we take the left lane, we go all the way to the front, and we meet what will not be my first encounter with the border police, Polish border police. And they are extremely aggressive, very angry, and barely listen. So they stopped us by driving at relatively high speed directly at the front of our vehicle, slamming on their brakes, then turning so that they could, pull beside me. And they were like, "What are you doing?" And after I explained that all I could speak was English, because first they yelled at me in Polish, and I said, "I have humanitarian aid. I'm donating this ambulance. It's full of medicine and other things. I'm trying to get across the border. I was told this is where I needed to be." And he said, "No, you need to go to the back of the line." And I said, "Is there some sort of documentation? Like, I just bought the ambulance, so I'm going to need to transfer it. Is there anything?" I thought that I was able to get the humanitarian lane. And he said, "No, go to the back of the lane." And he started hitting his horn. And that became the sound of the next, let's say, 36 hours, was the border guards' horns. So anyway, we go to the back of the line. And, it's me and this other guy picked up in Warsaw. And we don't know. I guess we just sit here? Like, is there like some document for humanitarian aid that we have to get? I reached out to some people and they were like, no, there's no document. Well, so we decided we would wait in the line and maybe change of shift. Maybe that border guard was just especially ornery. So we waited till the next day. We'd arrived about 4 p.m. And so we just sat in the long line of traffic that moved about 20 meters every, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes. And we waited and we waited and we waited. And we reached sort of a junction point where another police officer was. And he again was like, what are you doing? And he sent us to the front. And now another border guard acted very similarly, actually, and told us to go back to the very back. And fortunately, the police had said, just come back here if they do that again. So we didn't have to go all the way to the back of the line. But still, a lot of line. We really didn't know what to do, but ambulance needed to make it to the far side. So in total, we ended up waiting 36 hours. And we made it to Polish customs, and they said that I'm missing a document and have to leave. I have to, get out of line, go back to Przemysl and get the document. Anyway, so that's what I've been doing since Friday morning. I woke up at 6 a.m. and now it's Sunday night, and you're seeing Dave after 2 hours of sleep, but that's all the sleep I've had since Friday morning at 6 a.m. I'm a little punch drunk, so I apologize for that. And I clearly ramble when I'm tired. But let me show you what we have. First of all, let's see here. Let's come up here in the ambulance. And it's starting to get dark here, but fortunately, I'm in an ambulance and I have cool stuff. So we have some lighting in here. Yay, lights. So what did we buy with the GoFundMe money? So first and foremost, it was the medical supplies, and I heard from the medics that an AED super useful. So you guys have been incredibly generous. They're not cheap, but we have. Can you see? Let's see here. I can't see what I'm looking at here. It's really hard for me to focus this. It's just we're too close. Here's the box. This is an AED. And so this is, let's see here. I probably should have planned this better. So yeah, that's the AED inside its packaging. I'm not going to take it out of its packaging because we're driving on some crazy roads and I want it to be well protected. But AED, not only did we get an AED, we got, let me put this back together, we got a whole bunch of pads. So these are the single-use item that goes with an AED. So we got 12 of these, and these are basically, once they get a patient who does not have a normal heart rhythm, they're going to put those pads on there, hook them up to the machine, and the machine does the rest, and they just leave the pads on there, and the machine will try its best to get the heart rate back to normal. And we also got 2 batteries. So we got 2 extra batteries. So that's going to keep that thing running. And I really think this is going to save lives. We also got Splint Kits. So Splint Kit. The medics also said that these were things that these are items that they're pulling out of the other IFACs and using a lot of. So we just bought just the Splint Kits. So let's see here. So what this includes is this is a multi-use splint, and it can be used in any one of those locations shown. So arm, neck, other places. So we've got a medium, a large, and 2 smalls. And these are probably going to be pulled out of these little yellow packs and put into other IFACs, or possibly just left like this. But those are super in need right now. And we also got a big box. Oh yeah, we got a bunch of those. So big box of stuff. That's all full of these. We also got this. These are tourniquets. So yeah, clearly tourniquets last resort, but needed in these kind of situations. So we have the big box of tourniquets. So that's all full of tourniquets. I think that's 100 tourniquets. Anyway, I'm clearly babbling on, but I'm going to show you a few other real quick things. Um, Obviously, Ukraine has been cut off from Russian oil. So they're having some fuel shortage issues. Diesel is not as big of a deal, but we were still concerned that, I knew I was going to make it to Lviv with the gas I had, but they've got a long journey till they get this to its destination to the medics. So we bought some jerry cans. They're wrapped in plastic because occasionally Customs doesn't like us doing that. There's some limit. Anyway, they're wrapped in plastic so they don't look like jerry cans. But so we got some extra diesel, and unfortunately one of them did not have the cap properly on it, so we have diesel all in here. So I'm letting that air out, trying to get it all to evaporate. Let's see here. You know what? I tell you what, if you have to be stuck in a car line for 36 hours, if you got to do it, you should have one of these. It's really nice having all the space. This was totally full, by the way, totally full of bags and boxes. So we really only had like this space right here. But being able to come in here and stand up and change and take care of business was really nice. We basically slept in the cab. Well, we sat in the cab. But it was really nice having an ambulance, having all that room and light and all that. So the deal is tomorrow is another holiday. I got to enjoy Easter holiday and everyone being closed on Monday. I think I may get to do that again. I'm technically supposed to be back at work tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm going to try and get some documentation done. But if Easter has the government office closed, I'm going to just, work and go on Tuesday. But I need to get a tax document for export. And once I have that, I will then try crossing the border again. Unfortunately, my plates are expired. So I hope that's not going to be an issue. We're going to talk to Customs, find out if that's going to be an issue. We'll see. This ambulance is getting to the people who need it because we're getting medical supplies to Ukraine now. There's still more money in the Gofundme, and there's more giving happening, and I love it. I talked with a medical student from Ukraine today. She's working with medics in the same place where the ambulance is going, Kharkiv, and they are in desperate need of chest decompression needles and chest vents, both or chest seals, vented and unvented. So I'm going to pool money together with them, and we're going to buy a supply of those. And I think I'm going to be gone by the time those reach the border, but they are getting aid in, and they are part of a supply chain that's shepherding things all the way to the end so that there's no theft. That's what I'm doing. Again, I was in a hotel bed last Friday morning, so Sunday night now. I'm going to go get dinner, and then I'm going to relax. I hope tomorrow morning the offices are open and I can get the tax ID, and I hope I don't have to wait for 36 hours. I'm going to join up with a convoy of other medical aid that has both Ukrainian and Polish people organizing it, and I'm hoping that having them there is going to help. The real problem is that the Polish border guards and customs are protesting. So the long lines, the behavior, the treatment, all of that, I don't even know what they're protesting, but apparently they're basically slow rolling everyone through the border crossing. And that explains why I sat in an ambulance for no reason for 36 hours. But you know what? Maybe they have a legitimate beef. I don't understand it. My job is just to get the ambulance across, and that's what I'm going to do. So thank you all. Thank you for all your generosity. We're doing good things. We're getting the medical aid to where it needs to go. Thank you so much.